All right, I have a niggle. Now, this will be divisive, I realize, and I just don't care. I'm not monetized. This is just me with an outlet. Okay, don't give a shit. When it comes to this trans shit, I realize there's a very small percentage of the population who have a disorder. Okay, it's a disorder, and transitioning would be beneficial to them. However, my patience stops when they're not adults. Anyone under 18 chopping tits off and dicks off, blocking puberty, I have no patience for. I will not allow to be abused. So I like Blair White. I don't agree with everything she says politically, and this isn't a political video. It's not. I don't fuck that. So what's my video about, right? So it's about this person. It's about someone called Buck Angel. Now, Buck is an older person, older than me, transsexual man, meaning is biologically female. And Buck speaks to me. Buck talks about how this is a mental disorder, you know, how this isn't a joke. It's not a joke. And Buck seems to be very much against children being medicalized. Okay. So let me just show you here. This is Buck. And I'm willing to call Buck him. Buck's gone through the process. Buck, if I saw Buck on the street, I'd see a man, you know. And if I saw Blair on the street, you know, I think woman. Though Blair, you're never going to see this, but Blair, you looked so much better a few years ago before you pumped your face full of plastic surgery. I mean, you really did. You looked like the girl next door. I found you oddly attractive, even though I'm confused by that because you're a man, and so it's weird for me. But you really did. Whatever. That's not the point of my story. The point of my story is I was a member for Buck. And I'll remind you. Okay? I was a member with Buck for a long time. I commented in Buck. In fact, and I have the receipts if you want me to dig them up. I know no one's going to care, but in a members only channel, Buck wanted to know about autism. And Buck was talking about the impact of children with autism. What's happening with this trans nonsense is that they're going after young people, right? We all know this. Or if we're being honest, we know this. And it's become socially acceptable to go after kids with special needs. It's totally become okay for someone, not only a child who isn't able to make decisions on their own and do things with a adult mindset and make decisions that are lifelong and life altering. It's become okay in this fucking bizarro world to go after kids with special needs. I mean, it's already so fucking confusing for any child out there. It's just crazy. So, Buck had a members channel or a members video. And in that video, I said, hey, you know, I'm not an expert, but I'm a single dad. We all know this. I have an autistic child. That beautiful baby right there. And Buck, if you want to know, and he asked about stimming, and I said in chat, he even put my chat up, and I'm saying I'm cool, like, and I said in chat, if you want to know more about what stimming means, what autism is in young children, and I said, please, and so Buck put my chat up. I have the receipts. I really, if you don't believe me, I'm more than happy to make a second video. See, yeah, and now I shouldn't say my channel name, but let's just say he said, man, that's part of my name, man something. Let's talk. Here's my email. Buck has this email that's like Buck management, blah, blah, blah. Man, I was so excited. God damn. I didn't give a shit about recognition. I didn't care if Buck made a video that was shared about me and Buck's conversation. I didn't give a fuck about that. I wanted to chat with someone who had influence, right? I wanted to tell somebody who was genuinely interested what this means, what autism is, what I've been through, what's my story, what it's like with very young children. Obviously, my son's not a teenager, you know, so I have limited experience, but I had so much to, and so it's like, yeah, reach out, send an email. So here's what I found. I found that Buck, who is a biological woman, is a goddamn feminist, a feminazi, in fact. So much so that all Buck cares about are women's issues and women's needs. It's just, it's tragic. It's tragic. You're talking about someone with a pretty amazing influence. But because they're, I mean, so the point of my story is I was ignored. My email was ignored. I never got a response. And as I responded in chat and as I started to get kind of upset, I got a little upset. You know, it's like, why do you seem to only care about the female condition? You know, like I realize that men are invading women's spaces and it's fucking gross. It's crazy. But this affects men too. Like it affects men too. I mean, even if women aren't transitioning to men and being in our bathrooms, that's not the point. It's the way that men are looked at, the way men are seen, the way men are perceived. I'm a man. I care. And it was like I constantly tried to reach Buck and say, you can't just completely focus on this as a women's issue, right? Like you can stress it. You can say, you know, if you had a proportional percentage and say women are this much and men are that, okay, fine, but you're not doing that. You're fucking not doing that. What you've become is a feminist and an old school feminist, and you just don't give a fit. I mean, I have comments in this motherfucker's channel where I'm like, this affects men too. And I would get, you know, oh, well, yeah, but I'm sorry, this isn't even funny. I realize this isn't funny, but it really pisses me off that someone, like, think about it, guys. Think about this. This is a person who wants to be a man. That's all they want in life. This is a person who has a problem, and the only thing they want in life is to be a man. That they've grown a goddamn beard, and they still have a vagina. I'm not judging them. This is just fucking facts. And yet, doesn't give two shits about how this affects men and what this is going. Buck just don't give a shit. It's fucking tragic. It really is. And it's heartbreaking because I wanted to be a part of this community. I really did. I wanted to, you know, I mean, Buck has a reasonable membership. It's like $1. It's like $2. And I felt shunned the entire time. The entire time I participated in this channel, I felt shunned and outcasted because I'm a man and everyone knew I was a man. And listen, I just want to say the community there, Buck's community is amazing. There's some great people. But Buck's a goddamn feminist. So much so that don't even waste your time. Don't even attempt to join this community and fight this fight with Buck, because Buck don't give a fuck if you're a man. So I know this isn't funny. I wish it was funnier, but I have stewed on this issue for so long. And it's so upsetting that I just felt the need to talk about this. This trans shit with children and special needs kids. I mean, it really is important to me. It just digs. I mean, special needs or not, this is a big deal. It really matters to me. I mean, every now and again, I'll watch a Buck video. In fact, his recent one was about this woman who transitioned to be a boy or a man. had a phalloplasty. I think that, I'm pretty sure I'm right. And they died. They fucking died. It's tragic. It breaks my heart. And slightly below that heartbreak is the fact that I don't feel welcome in this motherfucker's community because I'm a fucking man. I mean, where are we? You know, like, where are we in this divide of nonsense, of sexes and all this bullshit, or even politics, that we're not all included and a part of the same group? And speaking to you, Buck, it's just fucking tragic that you don't realize how much of an extreme feminist you are, that you're willing to discount the effect of men in all this situation. You're so goddamn focused on women, and this is somebody who wants to be a man. Like, you've said it. There's nothing more in your life. I'm going to show. Look at him. You want nothing more to be a man. You've said it. You wish you had been a man, and yet you still don't give a fuck about men. It's just fucking insane. I'll still fight the fight. I find this issue important. I wish this was funnier. Niggle out.